And joining me now on the legal implications of this ruling from the judge today is Jeremy Saland. Jeremy, the Fani Willis case, I think now the judge has ruled. Is it going to be something that sticks around in the minds of a potential jury pool here, where they are, they have taken into consideration both Trump's conduct, but also the impartiality of the DA?
I think that injury, for lack of a better term, is going to be far enough away from jury selection that people can move on to whatever is next. And we know Donald Trump, there's going to be another distraction, whether that's an actual case being prosecuted here in Manhattan, whether that's something that comes up out of DC or Florida. So I think it's far enough apart, but that issue that she has, because Wade is no longer there and there was that criticism and it's in writing, is certainly, for lack of a better term, also going to haunt her a bit. Yeah. But I think she moves forward with the case.
Her long-term credibility, you think might be at risk here?
Absolutely. I think if you objectively look at it, you can say that this case is just in terms of a prosecution and it's the right thing to do. But you can also say that doesn't mean she's immune from making some mistakes, some of which are kind of amateur. So I think the judge's decision was very firm, but also it said that doesn't mean she can't go forward. Yeah,
and the judge didn't dismiss the idea that her conduct was inappropriate in other ways.
Right.
Legally, he described some of them as legally inappropriate. If the Trump case is lost at trial, and they're looking at an appeal, does some of this stuff get dredged up again?
This absolutely will. Trump's going to do anything he can. I mean, what he can do now is ask for a certificate of review immediately from the judge, and then potentially then take that immediately to an appellate court. And that appellate court now can decide whether or not they will hear it. So I would expect that Trump will find any means or mechanism, any flaw, exploit it, right or wrong, and use that to delay, because that's what he needs to do.
Speaking of which, the hush money case in New York, completely separate case. This has to do with hush money payments. The judge now says it's going to have to be delayed because of the delay in getting some thousands of documents over to the defense in this case. Is this a situation where a technicality could introduce almost like a Pandora's box into this case? We don't know what's in those documents. We don't know how many more there are. What are the implications of this?
DA Bragg is doing his job and he's doing it well in terms of turning over what he needs to turn over. And the Southern District, waiting to this point in time to provide this, and mind you, two separate entities, he does not have control over the Southern District, provides this evidence. And, what could be there? Could there be something valuable in the grand jury minutes? Could there be witnesses that are unknown? Could there be materials that were subpoenaed? There's a lot of things that could be there. Does it mean it's all going to be valuable in Donald Trump's defense? No, not necessarily. Could there be something there that says, well, this is why we didn't pursue Donald Trump for something on the federal level? Potentially. But, there has to be respect for that process. Doesn't mean Bragg did anything wrong at all, but there's got to be respect, and it's the right decision, I think, by Mershon to give some time, as well as DA Bragg saying we should give a little bit of time.
Yeah, we'll see how much more time they actually end up getting, because it seems like this is an ongoing situation here. Jeremy, thank you very much for joining us tonight.